Hello, it's lovely to meet you. Who are you?
I like that question. You don't hear it that often. How do I answer this? I think in the first place, I would see myself as a human being. As a human being who one day woke up and realized that she is someone. And that she has the power to change the world in a way how she wants to see it. That's me in a roundabout.
You have been an entertainer, an edutainer for a very large part of your life. Could you explain to the audience what an edutainer is?
Edutainment or an edutainer, for me personally, is an individual who educates people. So it's sort of a teacher, or coach, or mentor role. And on the other side, it's also about entertainment. And entertainment could be humor, entertainment could be art in a certain way. I used to be a dancer, so sometimes when I use pictures on social media, I jump in a very extravagant way where, so this is the basic, let's say, the entertainment part, and then you have something inspirational, which makes people think, which is then the teacher or the educator part.
You first started dancing, I think, when you were terribly young in your teenage years.
Exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? How it all started, what the results were in terms of winning competitions?
Sure. I started with ballet, I think at the age of, let me think, I must have been 6 or 7. And I absolutely didn't like it because I'm a foodie. So you can imagine a little chubby girl with a huge belly giving her best to do ballet. But what I loved about it is music. So I did it for maybe 3-4 years, and then I stumbled into something which was called dance floor or background dancing. And at a certain stage, it develops into disco dancing. And to explain that in the best possible way is to compare it with what you see on stages when Justin Timberlake or Madonna dance when they have their dance concerts. So this is the kind of style that I used to dance. And I started small in a company of, I think we were 16 in the crew. And at a certain stage, we started to dance competitions, German championships, German cups. Then we made it to European championships and even to world championships. And at a certain stage, I was asked if I don't want to be a background dancer. So I did that, and I danced to music concerts in front of 12,000 people. And I was so excited.
Could you tell us about Think Natalia?
Think Natalia, yes, that's a brand I designed for myself after my sabbatical. Because I realized that I need to redefine myself after going through 9 months of asking the question, who am I and what is important to me, what is happiness, what is success? And I wanted to use a symbolic value or a symbol to change, to show that I've changed. And instead of using my real name, which is sometimes a little bit difficult to pronounce, I decided to call myself Think Natalia and to use this as a step or as something to show people that's the new me.
Can you talk to us about the key areas that Think Natalia covers?
Yes, of course. I think the first area I would describe it as impression management or self-marketing, personal branding, everything that goes into that bubble, because I realized that there are a lot of wrong beliefs and wrong information out there around self-marketing. And in my observation, in my humble opinion, that's what I've seen and what I've heard and experienced, is that, first of all, a lot of artists and people who have great talents, if you want to call it like that, they shy away from it, which is absolutely sad and always makes my heart bleed. So I said, no, these people, they need to learn how to market themselves. And also women tend to shy away from that. So I said, if I do it for anybody, let's do it first of all for artists, and then for women, and then for entrepreneurs. That's one part. And on the other side, I realized that there's a lot of, wrong beliefs or misperception around the concept making it in life or success in life. So I speak a lot about what is success, what does success mean to you, what is a healthy lifestyle, what makes you happy. because I do believe that there is not the answer for it. So yeah, that's what I do.
You have a key interest in one particular target market, the millennials, in helping them to realize the potential of building their own personal brand online. Can you take us through the talks that you have done for millennials and also the key things that they need to look at?
Yes. When it comes to millennials, I think we are a generation that already is relatively self-confident, but a lot of people confuse self-confidence with bragging and with marketing. They don't understand the difference and they mix that up. So I always explain them, or that's the point or area where I come from. I always say, listen, the job market is a market, which means that you are a product, which means that you need to tell people that you are there. And especially when you're not an entrepreneur, you need to explain to companies what makes you unique. Where are you great? Why should I hire you? And before you can do that, you actually need to sit down and do your homework and answer these questions on your own. What kind of feelings do you want to create, or what kind of vibes do you want to create when people look at your CV, when people look at your LinkedIn profile, when they see you? Do you want to be perceived as professional, as crazy, as inspirational, as funny? What is it that you want to portray? And I don't have the answers. I ask questions. Now it's up to you.
What are the absolute no-nos?
The absolute no-nos when it comes to marketing yourself?
Yes.
Very good question. I think you should be authentic. You should have the courage to be yourself and not copy and paste what you see out there. I've unfortunately observed that with a few applicants or a few individuals who are not that experienced and maybe not that self-confident. They see something online and they absolutely copy and paste it. Please don't get me wrong. I do believe that every idea somehow existed out there in the internet or on this planet. But take 2-3 inputs, combine them, add a huge portion of you, and this is how you market yourself. Because if you play a role, I don't think that you will be able to do that in the long term. At a certain stage, it shines through that this is not you, and this doesn't help you, and this doesn't help anybody out there, the consumer or your client or a potential employer. So have the courage to, first of all, find out who you are, and then be absolutely the best way of you. Yeah.
Which are the key channels that a millennial should be on in order to present themselves as a good potential employee?
I think the two major big platforms that people would use is, first of all, LinkedIn, because it's a professional business networking platform. Another one could be Twitter, so please make sure that you don't use it when you're out clubbing. Very important. And then you also need to have a look at your Facebook settings. For the case that your Facebook profile can be found in search engines, make sure that it's also clean and impressive. If you don't want that to show up, then there's a small button in the settings. Switch that off so people cannot find your Facebook profile. But also something very important that a lot of people forget is sit down and Google your name and see what happens. The first 10 entries tell a lot about you and will maybe show a few things that you don't want to have out there. So again, clean that up in a first stage. I had a friend who is sometimes a little bit brutal and provocative in the way how he states something, and I googled his name and I saw all that in internet forums. And I gave him a call immediately and said, listen, we have a huge online reputation problem here. Please log into these sites and make sure that your comments cannot be seen in public, because we live in the Middle East and what you talk about is a no-no topic here. So for your own sake, do that now. And he's, oh my God, thank you so much. I wasn't aware of that. So yeah.
To kids listening to this, how do they, if they want to ask you a quick question via social media, how do they get hold of you?
You can contact me on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, through my webpage. I'm on these channels every day, and I answer all of the questions as long as they're genuine.
And this is all under Think Natalia?
Exactly, yeah.
You're in the Middle East. Why the Middle East?
Exactly. That's such a good question. I always wanted to go abroad after my studies, but I had no clue where to go. Why? That's the question that people ask then in the second step. Because I asked a lot during my studies, what should I do to have an international career and to have a great income? And what everybody says is you need international exposure, you need international experience, especially when you're not a native speaker. I'm German. You need to work abroad to improve your English, get your accent out, and make international connections. So I said, okay, good, maybe not during my studies, because I was dancing, as I mentioned earlier, and I said, I don't want to give that up just for an internship somewhere. No. We do that after finishing my studies. And well, I'm a huge believer in the universe, and I told the universe, listen, my first job after my studies is abroad, and it will be in such a cool place. It's amazing. I'm going to learn a lot. And a former friend, he was part of a project here, and after a certain amount of time, after a few months, he called me and said, Natalia, there's this crazy project, and I think they need a person like you. And I was a little bit confused and said, should I do that? Should I do that? And then I simply applied, flew over, got my first impression of the country, because the Middle East is very different from Germany, and as a young woman, I was maybe a little bit scared, if I want to be honest. So yeah, flew over, talked with the people, had a look at the culture and how everyday life is, and said, let's make that jump. I can always come back. And that's what my mom said. She said, if you don't like it, you can always come back home.
How long have you been there?
Since 2008. Wow, quite a bit of time.
Have you picked up any Arabic?
I did 2 courses in a university, but I think I was too lazy in focusing on continuing learning that, because I had to, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, I wrote my PhD as well, so I just handed it in, and I had to make a decision, do I want to focus on learning more Arabic and becoming better in that language, or do I want to finish my PhD? And I said, the PhD is more important to me. Maybe I should pick that up, actually. Maybe I should focus more on my Arabic. Yeah. Thank you for finding that out.
I'm just interested. You had a big turning point over there in the Middle East. Change of heart, change of industry, change of everything. Could you tell us about that?
Yes. So in my first job, I worked for the government. I worked in the educational sector, and I learned a lot. But I didn't click with the way how things were, how people operated. And I talked to a lot of people in Germany and in the UAE and asked them, is that typical for this company, or is that how working for government feels like? Not that it's bad, but it's that I didn't feel it. It wasn't for me. And a lot of people said, yes, that's somehow how it is. It's very safe, it's very stable, you get a lot of money. But in order to change things, it takes some time. It's very slow. And I said, okay, thank you for this experience, not for me. Then I changed into private economy. And it was definitely more competitive, and you needed to get more things done. But then company politics was so exhausting for me. I realized that, once again, if you want to change something, you need so much time. And there's always this budget discussion, and you need so many people behind you and all that. And I said, that's not what I want. And in addition to that, there are people who said, oh, you're so successful and you make so many great things happen. So my team and I, we were on the cover of leading magazines, and we won excellence awards. And once again, I lived the lifestyle that everybody dreamed of, but I felt empty on the inside, and I was continuously tired and sick. And at a certain stage, the pain was so big that I realized that I need to stop because I couldn't handle it anymore. I was in hospital twice per month, and I started to be more and more sarcastic. I forgot how it felt to smile. My smile, it didn't work anymore. And I said, well, stop. Maybe it's me or maybe my thoughts, or maybe something that I create that makes me feel that miserable. There you go. This is what I quit.
During your time as a motivational speaker, you must have met some fascinating people. Who comes to mind?
Fascinating people. Seriously, at every motivational speech or every workshop that I hold or every coaching session, every individual has a beautiful story to tell, or they have great questions, or they go home and a month after that you get an email that says, I quit my job, or I subscribe to that master's degree, or I broke up with that person, or that book changed my life. And I think they're all beautiful, and I do not want to point out one particular individual, but seeing people reaching out for the stars and changing their life just because I asked a few questions and I made them think, that fuels me with energy. I love that.
Out of everybody in the world, who would you most like to meet?
Well, I think it's a tough one. I'm torn between George Carlin, because I think he was a phenomenal comedian and social critic. But on the other side, spending a week shadowing the Dalai Lama, that would be a learning curve insane.
And what question would you like to ask him?
I think I would literally go up to him and say, would you mind if I shadow you, if I spend almost every minute next to you, just observing what you do to learn how you master your thoughts, master your feelings, interact with human beings in challenging, difficult situations, and learn from that, and through that help other people and become a better self. I think that's what I would ask, yeah.
What are your plans for Think Natalia over the next 5 years?
Plans for Think Natalia. I think I will start writing books, because that's my to-do list for such a long time. But as I mentioned earlier, I needed to finish a PhD first. That was so much work. So starting from mid-end this year, I should get my first book out. I'm not sure if it's an ebook or a hardcover, but that's definitely something I should do. And a lot of people said that they love what I do, but they live in Mexico or in South Africa or in Malaysia, and they said I cannot fly over. So what about online courses? I said, oh yes, that's a good idea. So at the moment, I read a lot about building online programs to reach more people. And I think at a certain stage, I also want to create great summits where I have, let's say 2,500 people, 5,000 people, 7,000 people, and, a little bit like Tony Robbins, something like that. That would be amazing, making people think and laugh and dance. I would love to do that.
Which do you think are the key life-changing books?
Life-changing books. For me personally, it was the first book that woke me up, shake me a little bit, was Robin Sharma, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. That book was a step-by-step guide which explains spirituality in a way that people don't perceive it as esoteric or crazy woo-woo. And it also introduced me to the idea that change can be always made, and it doesn't matter if it's private or business life, and that you or your mind is your worst enemy. That book was definitely a big eye-opener for me. Yeah.
Which organizations do you work with?
Organizations. I think a big amount of organizations that I work with are entrepreneurial hubs. especially the Startup Weekend series seem to love what I do, so they keep on calling and saying, Natalia, could you please pitch entrepreneurs or help entrepreneurs how to pitch in front of investors? Could you please be a mentor? So that's what I did here in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, and soon I will do in Sharjah. And another area would definitely be wellness centers. They started to wake up as well and say, Natalia, don't you want to hold a workshop? So people, a place where people go to do yoga, Pilates, self-work and all that. So that could be another sort of organization. And business schools and universities, definitely also another factor or another pattern. And all sorts of events. So whenever somebody has an event and needs a keynote speaker or a motivational speaker, they call me up, they contact me and say, Natalia, come over.
Doing what you do, you must from time to time identify individuals and companies that are doing things all wrong online, or at least you could see room for improvement. Do any spring to mind?
Well, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything. I just want to wear the big role. So I don't want to point out any names, but I would like to point out a few mistakes. So what is especially very, very important for us millennials, as we discussed earlier, is that companies create value, that they're sustainable, and they do understand our needs and our values. And with millennials, we have FOMO, the fear of missing out. Which means we are completely online and we check our social media and all that, and would rather go to a Facebook page of a company or a Twitter page or a LinkedIn page than visiting their website. And unfortunately, there are still companies out there who do not believe in the power of social media, who do not upload content or have very old content. And I think that's a huge resource, how you can, or a huge factor, how you ruin your brand. Because if I look for company X and I Google them, because that's what everybody does, I look at the Facebook page, I look at the Twitter page, and first of all, I don't see any great content. I see that the last update is from December 2016. Then I would maybe think twice or three times if I really want to apply there, if I want to work for a company that is such a dinosaur and doesn't understand my language.
You also give tips on other areas concerning personal brand management, the way people look online. Can you explain a little bit about that? It's not just what they say or where they are when they say it. You have also published a great deal about the way you should present yourself visually online.
Definitely. I do believe that the societies that we created, and I know I'm walking on thin ice by saying that, tend to be judgmental, and the first thing that we look at is, what is the first impression? What kind of individual is that? Is it a man or a woman? How do I perceive him? Is he or she professional, young, old, crazy? So all these questions that appear in our head. And I believe that you can steer that. It's a little bit manipulative, yes. But then again, we need to keep in mind that you're a product and that all the big companies out there, it doesn't matter what they sell you. If they sell you headphones or pizza or toothbrush, they do that as well. So please don't shy away of, let's say, fine-tuning your outfit appearance in a way that people perceive you as professional. And what that means is very, very individual, but please make sure that you look, let's say, well-groomed, very important factor. So make sure that you have a nice haircut. If you want to be perceived as intellectual, then use glasses. It's a running gag, it's the glasses, but it works. Then in today's society, I do believe that people learn people who smile. So please upload a picture where I can see your teeth. And nowadays I also do believe these PowerPoints, the classical ones where you close your arms in front of your chest. I think that's so 1990. So please portray yourself in a natural, fun way. Yes, professional, but also in a way that I want to work with you. Because in the end, individuals work with individuals, and company is a mix of human beings.
As a final message to millennials who are setting out on creating an online brand that potentially employers might be interested in, what would you say to them?
What would I say to them? I would say invest in a good photo shoot. Very, very important. It's not that expensive nowadays. Please also write a CV that is not longer than 2 pages. 7 pages, 14 pages, I've seen it all. No. Nobody's going to read that. And in the first step, try to avoid, or give your best to avoid CVs, writing CVs, and go out and network instead. Because everything that I've studied so far from my PhD, I figured out that it's faster and it's easier to find a job through asking somebody, through going to networking events, to job fairs, doing internships, because through that, people will understand you as a human being and see who you really are. And if they like you, they have a look at your CV after that. But in the first place, they need to click with you. They need to have, once again, the feeling, I want to spend time with you for 8-9 hours in the office. If I'm stuck at the airport with you because we need to travel, we need to be able to crack a few jobs, right?
I think, Natalia, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I really, really enjoyed it, and thank you for inviting me to this beautiful podcast and show.